So 26 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act, aka the ADA, was signed into law. And normally this would be a time that those of us who need that law will celebrate, but unfortunately, due to two recent events that have happened, we have spent the time mourning more than anything else. Well, some of us have. In the video before this, I did talk about the attack that happened just outside of Tokyo, Japan, and you can view that here. 19 disabled patients at a facility were murdered and 26 more were injured, so that's a story that is worth looking into. But today I wanted to talk about something that is more local if you live in the United States. In Mississippi, a deaf couple's home was broken into while the residents were inside. The woman was duct taped on her hands, her mouth, her ankles, and she was tied to a kitchen table that was flipped upside down. And while that was happening, her husband was beaten very, very badly by rifles that they had owned. Now, this sort of incident is not new to them. Just 7 days before this particular attack happened, 2 of the 3 suspects had broken into their home through the garage door just 7 days earlier and robbed them at gunpoint. Now, what's really upsetting about this particular incident is that they knew the couple was deaf and they targeted them. They used their deafness to their advantage. When they went into the home, they immediately turned down the lights. So not only would the couple not be able to hear them, but they wouldn't be able to see them. Now, I don't like to give this movie any more recognition than it already has, and I don't support this movie, but this is basically Hush in a real life situation. The neighbors, the witnesses, they felt that this couple was targeted because they were deaf, and I believe it. You don't just walk into a deaf couple's home and turn off the lights for no reason and then proceed to rob and or beat them. And it's just so disturbing. Fortunately, the 3 men were caught. They ranged from the ages of 16 through 20. They're being held on $1 million bond, and other than that, I'm not sure what's happening with them, and I don't know what is going to happen to them. The woman, I believe, is physically okay. Emotionally, she's obviously got to be traumatized. The man is in a lot worse shape physically. His face is very, very red. There's significant bruises. If you look up some links, I'll put some down below. There will be pictures, very graphic pictures, and you will see just how bad the damage is. One of his hands was left swollen, and he had a few broken fingers, or just one broken finger, I'm not really sure, but he also had 2 broken ribs. So they really did a number on him. So yeah, this is something that is very upsetting, especially to me in the deaf community, because these are our people that have been targeted and very much abused by people for really no reason whatsoever, just a trio's selfishness, and it's really unfortunate. So this is something that I want to bring up, that disabled people, deaf people, whatever kind of term that you prefer to use, this is a conversation that needs to be had. People who are disabled are one of the largest minorities in the world, but they seem to be the least talked about when something significant happens. And the whole not being talked about thing usually happens outside of the community that the specific incident happened to. The people who are in the disabled community or the mentally ill community, those that are in the deaf community, all these groups have been talking about these incidences, but after that, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot of that going on. And it just needs to be brought up. More people need to talk about these situations so we can hopefully come up with a way that this just stops happening. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. My thoughts go out to the couple in Mississippi and all the victims and their families in Japan. It's an unfortunate incident, and I hope that one day we can live in a place that doesn't have this happen on a regular basis. There's just too much, nonsense happening in the world. So if you want to follow me on all my social media, links to that will be down below. If you want to support me monthly on Patreon, the link to that will also be down below as well. I upload every Monday and Thursday unless otherwise stated, and I will see you later. Bye.